Hey folks, so let's take a second and look at the tactical reserves within the new edition. So essentially, they're getting rid of all these universal special rules and basically adding the rules to the data sheets themselves for the units. So that means we're not going to have to go through the book into a various different web of rules to find out exactly what a unit can do. So I've got a unit, it has a jetpack or a jump pack, sorry, and it can do this with the jump pack. Oh, and it has a special rule called deep strike that's associated with it too. So blah. It was a real pain, and I love this idea of putting everything on the cards themselves. You're still going to have some rules that cover everything, but for the most part, a lot of the information is going to be on the actual data sheets themselves. Very cool. Now, with that said, all of our units that could potentially deep strike or outflank in the past are still going to be able to do it. They're just going to have rules that are going to be specific to the unit and be a little bit more colorful and flavorful. So your Terminators, your Gene Stealer cults, your Commandos, your striking Scorpions, they could still get on the table in some form of tactical reserve method. So the Trigon here, for an example, and I like how they're doing this, is you essentially have your guy, and at the end of your movement phase, if you put him in reserve, you could also take anything with the Hive Fleet keyword, and if it's a troop unit, you can also put it in that tunnel with that Trigon too. So that's kind of cool. At the end of any of your movement phases, you can take that Trigon, put him on the battlefield, but he has to be more than 9 inches away from an enemy unit. And then you take the other unit and you put it within 3 inches of that Trigon. If you can't put anything down on the table, then they're basically destroyed. Now, with that said, there's nothing stopping you from assaulting. So that Trigon could potentially assault. They could also, but you're going to be rolling a 9-inch assault. But you can also use your command points to buy a stratagem, to re-roll that dice to try and get a little bit closer in for that assault. So it's kind of interesting. There's some risk involved. There's a lot more control on your side, but there's still a little bit of randomness in there too. So I like the direction they're going here. It looks good. But for match play, there's a little bit of a difference. So it sounds like as long as the unit has the special rule, you can put it into tactical reserve. Doesn't seem to be any real big limits on it yet. But when we start talking about match play, this is where we start running into limits. So match play, at least half of the army must be set up on the battlefield, even if all of the units in the army can deploy otherwise. So if they have some type of special rule that allows them to go into tactical reserve, even though the entire army has it, half of the army has to be placed on the table, at least half. Now, that doesn't mean we can't play stuff like Deathwing and all Terminators. Just some of them are going to be on the table kind of foot slogging it. So that's where maybe some of those shooty ones will be a little bit better on the table, and then have your guys come in from tactical reserve that are the close combat lightning claw guys. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be interesting. Again, I'm a little sad that we're not going to be able to do null deployment for some of the match games, but I understand why. I just like the idea of my Dark Eldar army being pirates and raiders jumping on the table and just wreaking havoc as if they've leapt from the warp, or not from the warp, wow, from the webway. Oof, my Chaos Dark Eldar. So I'm a little sad about that, but it can still be done within our narrative free play environment. So that's cool. I'm really excited to see how these new armies come out and what type of units can take advantage of these tactical reserves. So one thing for sure is with the match play, I also like how they've added in that these units have to be on the table by turn 3, otherwise they're destroyed. So we'll see how it goes. What are your guys' thoughts? What do you guys think? I think this is going to be nice, seeing the special rules associated with each unit. I hope there's some really colorful stuff associated with them too, like we saw with the Tyranids. I hope there's some really cool stuff for our Dark Eldar. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a good direction? Do you like the idea of not having to worry about scatter? Just place your guy down. Do you like the idea of being able to choose when to put him on the table? Things like that. Good thing, bad thing, let me know. Anyways, with that said, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much now. Bye.